A foggy day makes for a ghostly trestle, and when you see the detail on this trestle, you'll understand that it really is a ghost. This is the city of Port Alberni, and the area of my hike at the mile 25 trestle is about the middle of this map, inside the red circle. It's located roughly below the Alberni Lookout. I visited this trestle as part of a larger out and back hike. Mile 25 is my turnaround point, and that's the location of a wooden trestle. It is just west of a level crossing for Lacy Lake Road, which is a very popular area for hikers and mountain bikers and ATVers. And if you kept on going further up the mountainside, you'd get to the very popular Alberni Lookout location. I really wanted to see the mile 25 trestle, and there is a direct way to get there, which is to park at Coombs Country Candy and walk up Lacy Lake Road, which is a very steep dirt road, and to walk up that and get really close to the trestle. But it's 45 minutes of hard walking, and I don't do well with hills, and so I prefer to actually come in along the railway. And the fact that it's 3 miles of railway walking isn't a problem. In fact, it's what I enjoy doing. So taking the extra time to walk in along the railway works well for me. When I was planning this hike, I decided that it would be interesting to walk along at ground level beside the bottom of the trestle from one end to the other. And it looked like it would be possible with this mile 25 trestle because of the terrain underneath. And it was very interesting, and I'm glad I did it. It gave me some unique views, especially with a nice foggy sky above. The mile 25 trestle is one of the structures that was visited by an engineering team in August 2019, which resulted in the engineering report of March 2020, which was the Island Rail Corridor Bridge Assessment. This trestle was last rebuilt in 1953, and in the years between that and I'm assuming the 1980s, various sections were replaced, and some of them with untreated timbers. The engineer's report noted problems with deterioration of the sills and mud beams, and those are the bottom part of the structure that rests on the ground. Instead of having a concrete foundation that the timbers rest on, these have basically a wooden platform at the bottom that is just resting on the earth, and in a few cases with a stream running through it, so water and dampness on wood, and that supports the structure. And I see evidence of this when I'm walking below the trestle, where a few of these, I sometimes call them mud sills or mud caps, they are showing a lot of rot. I struggled with my terminology when I was walking underneath the trestle, and especially with the term for the tall vertical pieces of wood that held up the trestle. And now as I'm doing my research, the word is pile. It's a pile. That's what it is. And so just forgive all my attempts at getting the wrong words during the video. I am arriving at the mile 24.9 trestle. I round that off and just call it 25. And I'll see what the lighting is like. I've had fun at this trestle doing photography twice before. Once in the morning, once in the evening, and this time I decided I'm going to try to explore underneath. Nice fog. There's the family mountain biking down the slope. I can hear them. Okay, I'm going to walk across into the fog. I can't see the far end. And as I go, I'm going to look for ideas of the best way to get down below and then try to walk it from below. Looking eastward and get an idea. Walk down through there, underneath, and then work my way down. At some point, I'm assuming I get a really steep part of a ravine. And on this side, hey, there's a sign. I wonder why they got a sign here at this end. And get an idea of what it's like here. Get underneath and walk through. Yeah, there's one of the mud sills. So it's basically firm on the beams, bents, whatever you're going to call the wood, is resting on wood that's on the ground, not a concrete foundation. That's not great, and it's not great when you do it with untreated timbers. Again, I'll see what this is like from down below. And it looks like I'll be able to head on down below that way at least. I've got 5 refuge bay / fire barrel holders in various states of disrepair. I'm also walking on top of 2 stringers which are pretty thick. That guy's missing a lot of the edges. On this side here, the upper side, some sharp drop-offs. I want to be careful of those. I don't want to get my slip and get my feet caught, break an ankle. But yeah, oh, there's a creek. Okay, that might impede my idea of going from end to end underneath. Okay, there's the creek with the little waterfall. That could be nice for photography. If I'm coming down, come down here. I gotta make it up above and then get down below. I'm not sure I'm doing it that way. I'll figure it out. Let's go to the other side. Oh yeah, that's a nicer walk down there. Straight down there. That's what I will do. I've been down there off this side before just to get a few photos. Okay, the bottom side of the trestle, or the bottom slope, I think is what I will do. It's hard to judge slope from here, but I will try. So I've been up top for photography on both sides before. I think I'll just go up on the left side here, get a nice view back with the fog, and then start my down below adventure. I've been here before, but never with fog like this. This is what this view looks like on a clear day. Here's the trestle. Really it is. And a nice view towards the Alberni Valley. Okay, now to plan my route to below. Looks not bad here. Just walk around. That's what I will do. Someday I'll go west from here again, but not today. Okay, let's do some fun exploration in a safe way, because it's actually pretty steep. Always a little bit deceptive when looking from above at how steep an area it is. And this is the spot where I put the camera in my pocket and use two hands. I walked from the red circle on the bottom by the mile 25 sign to the red circle in the far background. Here's another view that shows you where I walked on the left hand side of this photograph, hugging the side of the trestle along the ground. I've only gone down a bit. I like this view from here. It's going to be endless photographs. I can see it's going to take me a couple hours. First set is always really short. A spot to camp and sleep if you want. Underneath. And I'll work my way down. So here's an idea. It is wood. That's the foundation of this whole trestle. Not concrete, wood. And then there's the base sitting on it. And I'm going to find some of these that are in poor shape as I go. So here's the first one. And the second one there. And then we have a cliff. Alright, well, I'm going to see how fun it is negotiating that cliff to get to the other side. Well, I'm a bit further down. There's the creek. And here's the second set. Yeah, they just rest on the dirt, letting the timbers just slowly rot. There's some breakage there on that one. Walking through. Oh yeah, I love doing this. And looking the other way. Again, here's the second set of vents from the west end. And then the short one. And then the abutment. Wow, this is fabulous light. I am so happy with this. Wow. Okay, so this fun adventure continues. I'm going to work my way through there and carefully cross the small bit of the creek. The creek follows there, and I'll be able to look back and see a little bit of a waterfall. That'll be fun. In the meantime, careful walking on moss. Moss looks nice, but you know it's slippery, and below are slippery rocks. I will be careful. I came from there. Here's where I am. It's all about a few steps at a time here, and working my way through obstacles. This obstacle here is just walk through those branches and then carefully over top of that without slipping. And a mud sill with running water touching it. Great idea. Great idea. Okay, what's my great plan? without clunking myself. There's the mud sill that I was just standing on. I'm on the top side of the trestle slope, and you're going to have to walk down and around carefully. This would be a great spot to cross, work my way down there, and then follow the rest of the trestle from the low side of the slope. Yeah, that's where I'll do it. Right here looks doable. I gotta remember to get a photo of the waterfall. Here are some more mud sills, nice and close. They have been treated, that's good. But they also haven't been replaced, likely since the 1980s. 40 years, they're due. This trestle is going to need to be completely rebuilt if it's to see trains again. And that's what the engineering report said. Okay, I've worked my way down. And there's another mud sill that's a little bit uneven. There's the waterfall. I didn't go down that part. I went through the middle. I gotta carefully work my way down here and just follow the edge of the trestle and go inside whenever there's a nice photograph and work my way to the other side. It'll take me a while, but this is what I came here for. And now looking up, that's where I am. Found my waterfall. I'm working along exposure. And then I'll work my way down this little slope here, staying close to the edge of the trestle, and follow it eastward. Oh my, this is a lot of fun. Well, the sound is pleasant, but I need to be moving on. Work my way down the slope. And I come to the next level down below. It's just one level at a time. A little bit more of waterfall down here, but not much. Here's looking down the slope, but I got a spot where I can walk in. Looky at that. Wow. Can't do this in the springtime or summertime with all the leaves blocking the view, but now is nice. And oh man, the fog sure adds an element of beauty to this. So I'm standing on the timber, which is a mud sill, or I've seen it described as a mud cap, but it's the base that touches the ground. Working my way slowly up in view. I like this spot. Nice view. Okay, a bit more walking. Unsure of my footing underneath here. Bit of a slide. And walk through this bush to get through to some more. I'll walk through there. So, camera's off, lens is closed. I'm going to get a little bit wet and dirty. I'm just taking it one bent at a time. Here's the next one. is the mud cap, the mud sill. Moving up. Timbers are looking really tired, of course. Hey, I was around in the 1980s. I'm looking tired. This thing's older than that. The fog, it endures. If you're playing a drinking game, every time I've mentioned fog, you need to take a shot. Every time I say to walk carefully to myself, that's another shot. Every time I say it's beautiful, oh, that's another shot. The low light mic Trestle video drinking game. This one's worth kicking the leaves off. This is the mud cap or the mud sill, right where my foot is. See that? Rot. That's the foundation of this trestle. Look at this. Yep. That's what it's holding up. Just not good. That's the foundation. Yeah, the foundation on the right of the whole side of the trestle support of one of the bents, posts, whatever you want to call it, goes up to the top right there. Comes back down, and you say, what's this whole section being supported by? By that. Rotted mud sill or mud cap, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and you know what? The wood is turning into mud as it rots. Aptly named. Hey, have I told you already that if trains run here again, this trestle has to be completely redone? Yeah, here's a reason why. It's not just the problem above, big problem here below. Time to leave this rotten foundation and keep walking down. Got a little bit of a down and up, and then we'll see if I got another down on the other side of that to get to the end of the trestle, meaning up and down like ravine slope. Fun walking. This is good. I'm taking my time because this is incredible. I am really enjoying this. One bent at a time. Wow. Here's another mud sill, mud cap foundation. Yeah, just kind of lying there. The ground underneath it, not too solid. Again, is that important? Well, let's see. It's the foundation that supports the beam that supports the structure. Oh yeah, it's important. Another bent over, slowly making my way eastward. Just continues on there, and I got a little bit of an incline to scramble up, and it came from back that way. I hate to sound like a broken record, but you see this support post? I know it's got a technical word that I'm coming down. Guess how it looks at the bottom? Well, we're about to find out. Oh yeah! And then this is the mud sill or mud cap. This is just the thing that it rests on. Oh, here's a better look. Support post. I'll go back a little ways here so you can see. Oh yeah. And then this here is the mud sill. And look how much it gives. I got some good rot. I'm not going to kick that. That is brutal. And it just goes a little ways because the rock is right there. But the support is rotten. The thing that connects the support to the bottom of the beam is rotten. And the beam itself, oh man, it's starting to get rotten too. Not that it's supporting a really long railway trestle or anything. Oh yeah, it is. Pardon all the sarcasm. If you have a sarcasm filter, you should have used it when you watched this video. I'm just struck by the beauty of, I always love these structures. The color, the green and the orange, the fog, but then just the interesting rot here. I mean, I understand no trains since early 2002. That's almost 19 years. And I understand that there hasn't been any maintenance done on this for a long time. It's just sad. I guess, yeah, this just confirms what the engineering report from August 2019 says. This thing needs to be completely replaced if it's going to be used, if this line is going to be used. This is not safe. I continue the one bent at a time. Here's the next one. So there's the beam that connects the bottom of the pole support beam to the bottom mud sill mud cap. So this thing here with my foot on it is what was rotten on the other one, the top one. And then here's the foundation, the mud cap, right here where my toe is. You can't see it, but guess what? Really, really rotten as well. Covered with moss and leaves, but it's going to be moss. It's going to be soil soon. It's really rotting fast. Yeah. Oh, and as usual, once again, where we've been, I'm making progress slowly west to east and having a lot of fun. Once I get under this bough of tree, I'll see what it's like climbing. I think I'm getting an open area with yellow moss. This is a nice view looking westward where I came from. The slope is quite steep on that side. That's what I've come down bit by bit. This is actually a good view right here, just showing you how foggy and how blended in everything is. I've gone through the trees. Now I'm on the eastern end of the trestle, so I'm just going to work my way through. After a while, one bent is about the same as the next. I'll work my way there. Clunking myself on trees. Trees, broom, and uneven ground with a steep slope. Yeah. All for the fun of seeing a trestle like this. This one's not too bad. I've often talked about bones and seeing bones of the refuge base structures lying down below. Here are some of them. So this is the little guardrail, handrail, hand wall, whatever you want to call it, on that structure right there. Oh, that's a nice photograph with the tree behind it. Wow. It's a lovely scene. I just want to linger here for a bit more. This is such a beautiful scene. The sun is breaking through a little bit through the fog, lightening things up. I only have a little ways to go to the end of the trestle. I'll work my way up slowly. This has been a lot of fun. I'm so glad I did this. I'll start by showing you my footing. I'm on a steep slope. My calf is killing me. I just can't get over how beautiful this composition is right here. From the tree at the top above the refuge bay, the glimpses of the lovely yellow, golden green, light, whatever color moss that is. And if I zoom in here, you'll get to see the detail of the trees that are being hit by the sun behind. It's a nice slope up there. The special thing about the slope way up there is David Wilkie has been there. The late, great David Wilkie, to look down on this trestle and get photographs of E&N Dayliner doing a special Sunday excursion. Anytime I can be close to a spot where Mr. Wilkie was, I'm a happy boy. The man still is a legend because his work endures. I really need to start working my way up to the top now. I'm almost there at the eastern end. That's the first bent off the east side and the second. And looking way down there from where I came. There's the troll's hiding place. I'll go under there and then up. What a lovely view. I got here to this trestle at 11:24 a.m. It's now 1:49 p.m. Okay, bye-bye fabulous view. Time to walk underneath. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Stepped and I wrecked it more. Another mud sill, mud bent. Oh, look how brutal it is. This is what this is resting on. And this isn't a very tall bent, but still pretty lousy. Here's the troll area. The troll is a spider. Looking back down. And I'm going to climb right up there. Now that I'm up, and with the knowledge that what's below isn't all that strong, I'll do what every crazy person does and just walk across twice more. This is the location that I took some really, what I think are fabulous photos going up here with this in the background. Up there on the slope where Mr. Wilkie used to take photos from. I've got stringers below me. Of course, that's what I always say, on the assumption that what's below the stringers is solid, but not the case anymore with this one in certain spots. I'm thankful that I'm lighter than a locomotive. Okay, my last crossing because I'm going home, so I'm heading back eastward. I'm just going to walk straight down the middle, and I'm going to try to speed this up when I'm doing my processing just to see if it looks interesting as a sped up crossing. It might not. Here, no harm in trying. Farewell, Trestle, until I see you again.